Hello, this is Victor at RestoringMercedes.com. Today is another day, another project, and I decided to start on the rear seat. It's going to be quite challenging, but we'll get to that later. Now, previously I replaced the dashboard, complete dashboard, glued up this vent. I'm not putting the speaker trim yet because I want to put the A-pillar in first, right? Tabs are broken, but this isn't going anywhere. It's just that it's going to be fine. It's a common thing on these things when the tabs break right off. All right, now that's installed. The knee bolster on that side is installed. The door panel is put on, and couldn't do the two-tone because if you look at the design on that door panel, the bottom portion, it could come out actually, but I didn't want to touch it because if I were to mess with, well, it doesn't make sense in any event because the design is different. The pocket on that one is like larger, so it has a cutout over here. If you look closely at the panel, as you can see, there's a large cutout, and you can actually see the top of the speaker, a little bit of the speaker covering, whereas on this side you can't because there is none. The pocket is tiny, because in these models they have this, the heater duct that goes inside the door panel over here, and it comes up and heats up this leather. So it's kind of like when you put your arm around against it, it's warm, but it's kind of pointless feature regardless. These cars, once you have the heat on, I mean, you're gonna toast inside this vehicle, so there's no point. So in future, I mean, in the newer ones, they eliminated that feature. As you can see, that's because there's also an airbag installed in the newer cars, so there was no room for that heating duct, and that's the covering, right? So in the older model, you will have a vent here, so they would just correspond to this vent, so the hot air can go in. But again, like I said, I find it pointless kind of feature. It's just, you know, they did it. I also have to deal with the seat. A couple of adjustments do not work. This adjustment doesn't work. There was something else that doesn't work. I don't remember what doesn't work. Back and forth goes. This goes. Yeah, that one doesn't work. Up and down. Yeah. The rear portion adjustment does not work. Going up and down. Look at that. These trims, man. I mean, these are brittle, but it is what it is. Maybe I'll put a little dab of glue on this. Regardless, see, black interior, there are many parts that you can find. The interior that I had before, the brown one, the mushroom color, had a very difficult color to find parts for. So therefore, black is more universal. So the car will last much longer because you will find parts for it. Versus the dark, the peanut butter, whatever, brown. I like this color. I mean, I'm not, you know, don't get me wrong, but I like white on black interior. That's what I like the most. I would save those if I could, but if I would have saved these inserts, then I would have kept the original headliner. We'll get to the headliner later. Okay, so this door panel is in works because I need to glue in the attachment points, and because the door panels are different in design, speakers had to be replaced also. So as you can see, that speaker is not the same speaker you find on the 92 model, because 92 model has a box and the speaker sits inside that cavity. As you can see it, it's like a little lighter color because that's the speaker would cover it up, and I guess it's just saved the original coloring. But the newer version is just that this is the speaker that you get with the newer version. It sounds pretty much the same, so it's okay. Now let's look at the big picture here. The seat, the bottom portion is obviously, you know, the cushion comes right out very easily. Now this is not so much. Now this is an electrically adjusted seat. So you have brackets here, you got brackets here, and you have the motor that sits here. Don't ask me why it's so dirty over here. No idea why, but it is what it is. Same on the other side. So in order to get these things out, you have to take the headrests out, so you get the access to these bolts. You can possibly get access to from the side, but very difficult, so there's not enough room. So therefore you're better off removing the headrests first, and then remove the covers for headrests, And by the way, these are the headrests. So, and then you got these headrest covers and a couple of little trims here and there. But anyway, these are so dry, you touch them, they break right off in your hands. Look at this. Look at this grill. It is just terrible. Because, you know, the heat, obviously the heat. Now, so once you remove that, you get access to these bolts. At the bottom ones, you get access from obviously underneath. No problems. And the rear shade, it's undone from the trunk, but it's removed when you remove the dash, like the rear dash cover, right, if you will. And also, while at it, as you can see, the speaker is shot. Absolutely. Still moves. Believe it or not, it actually sounds decent if you don't play it loud, of course. But these are all going to be replaced with the parts car speakers. Put a little note here for the future generations. It says shade on it, so I'll just leave the wire there because I am not using the shade. I am not installing the shade, and I'm not thinking of doing any kind of electric seat. I just want to put the basic seat, but it's going to be different from the electric seat because the brackets are different in the parts car. I already know it, so hopefully I'll get to that. I have a problem with rear headrests, so I have to think of something about those things. I do have a set. I might be able to use them, maybe not. I'm not sure. Once I remove those the rear seats from the parts car, then I will see where the brackets are and whatever, what have you. If I must remove this piece, so be it. This piece I might have to take out. I mean, you know, because well, anyway, that's going to be the next part. It's already a long video to show this progress. Now the headliner itself, that's going to be a job in itself, a separate kind of job. I'm still thinking of what I'm doing with that, plus the sunroof situation, all of that good stuff. But the headliner is, as long as you don't have the A, B, and C pillars, then it comes right out. And that's what I'm going to leave along. I'm not installing them yet. As you can see, the B pillars are not there, the A pillars are not there, and then we don't have C pillars now, so the headliner can come out regardless of the seats. Okay, so let's make the end of the day video and look at the progress, because to be honest with you, this is something else. Swapping the interior like this, it's just annoying as hell. There are many things that don't fit right. Plastics totally disintegrate, fall apart, cracking, like that, you know. Look at this. It's just like this is a heavy plastic here, so it's just completely gone. So stuff like that. Even the light, maybe I'll be able to glue, but again, this is the wrong color. The black one is all messed up. It was not even there, but whatever, I'll try to do my best. The progress report. Now, this is the seat. This is just preliminary fit. I just put it in just so it stays somewhere, not outside. So this is what it looks like. As simple as it sounds, you just got these two parts right here, right? Two covers. And here is the black colored covers, right? And they all look the same. They all look nice. But there's always but. The tabs, they're off. They're not at the same distance from one another. So, you know, just one step forward, two steps backwards. So I just dropped this in for now. Just let it sit there for the time being, because again, the seat will have to come out, because another problem is that the bracket from the previous one behind here, it's the bracket that goes around like this. It used to be two attachment points on the manual seat, and the electric seat did not have those points. So it's just there in the open, just hanging there, not attached. So I want to put like a little post, make some little posts, because once the seat is in place, it's going to be pushing on that bracket, and those posts, they will not be in the air. They will at least have some sort of resistance against the body of the car, right? That. Next, the back panel. Now this back panel had to be painted. Yes, I did paint it, so this is how it used to look. By the way, if we look at this piece, look at this. This is absolutely a gunner. But I just left it for comparison so you can see how the rear shelf looked like and now what it looks like after I put some paint over it. The grills also were painted, but the problem with grills is all the tabs are broken on these grills, so that's a problem. So I don't know what to do with these, but again, right now, major big parts, the seat's in, cover is in, the cover will remain, and so I can get to the remove the grills and stuff. All 4 speakers are replaced with the speakers from the parts vehicle. Let's take a look at something. I didn't have to do this, but I did it anyway. I painted the not painted, this is Sharpie marker, just covered those up with that, just to make them darker, right, so they don't show through the cover, because this is a 97 cover, speaker grill rather, and it's covered with material, whereas the older grills, like a 92 grill, original one, it was made out of metal. Yes, I could have painted the metal, but the plastic underneath the metal is all gunner. It's just all disintegrated, all this heat after all these years. That's not the end of the world. I can do epoxy, I can do many different things, but again, today it's the end of the day. I have to go in and eat something, so that's gonna be just that. All right, well, let it be. This is horrible. You can see the difference. This is almost like gray, and that's nice and flat black, you know. It matches decently with the leather. Next, the headrests. Now these are manual headrests, so they only go up, and when the vacuum is applied, they drop down. Now, of course, we have no vacuum because this car had electric headrests. The connectors are disconnected, and what I had to do is I did run vacuum lines all the way down across from here down here under the seat to the FKS line on the pump. Now I have to find the terminal that activates the very drop of the headrests, because that very vacuum line that connects to the headrest also goes in the trunk for the remote trunk release, I believe. And that had to be eliminated because we're not using it on this car. That's that. So while I was down under the seat here, I also installed the keyless entry because I was very annoyed using the blade key. So I just put the basic keyless entry in so we can lock the car and unlock the car with the push of the button, and that's nice. So that was done. These are the third brake lights. Yeah, well, this is a what is this one that was made? Let's take a look. 97. This was made in 97, and this one was made in 2008. So this is a replacement one. I don't know which car it came from, but this is it. I mean, I don't think I can clean this well because this is damaged. I'll paint it. I mean, whatever, that'll be enough. Okay, then it's not over yet. The seat belts. Now, 92 vehicle here has connectors here for seat belts. I don't remember what they're for because 98 car did not have these connectors. Don't remember. Don't ask me. Don't remember what they're for. These are the lights, the side lights. You know, the lights on the side. So, one seat belt connector, second seat belt connector, the plugs, seat belts, buckles, connectors on those. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's just like I said, it never ends when you're doing something like. I mean, it looks nice. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I like it. Like, you know, it's just nicer looking car now. It's like contrast. You got the white on the outside, black on the inside. That's what I care for. I still have to deal with this because there is some glue in there So I'm not sure yet what I'm doing with that piece, but later on we'll deal with them. Seat belts. This is the third passenger seat belt, the middle passenger, if you will, and also the buckle for the this would be for the rear driver's side, right? This is the rear passenger side, and you can see they also have connectors here, right? This is a 92 vehicle, and this is a 98 vehicle. No connectors, no plugs, no nothing. I cannot use the buckles because then the actual seatbelt is not going to click in, because you see this is a different buckle. So if I go back on the drawing board and think about this, see what I'm going to be doing with that, I'm not going to disconnect the actual seatbelt from here, and I'm not opening these up. So I don't know. I'll think about it. Same story goes for these, but these are going to be easier. I can just replace the belt itself and leave the assembly. Those I have to think about something. And the very, very last thing for today, the C pillar. This is the 92 vehicle. You can see the pillar is here. All right. Seat belt won't fit, right? Oh, maybe it will. Who knows? Wait a minute. Will it fit? Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, great. I thought it will never fit through. For some reason, I thought of it like that. Well, this piece, I don't know. Let's try it. Oh yeah, it did fit through. Okay, good news. Well, let it sit back in there for now. Okay, pillars. One pillar, another pillar, old pillar. Obviously, the foam here falls right off, disintegrates badly, right? But the 97 pillars, these things are messed up. Look at this. All cracked up. Once I start touching them, they just like literally fell apart. Look at this. This is horrible. So, once I'm done with seat belts, I think I will keep the original pillars. I'll just paint them because they do not disintegrate. The material is nice and in shaped. All is good, but the color is different. But again, I'm thinking about, see the slightly different design. There's a line here that is more shallow kind of, and this is more pronounced, right? But it doesn't matter. I'm so tired of this already. So, oh yeah, the rear shelf didn't fit because these extensions had to be cut out, because 92 is not the same as 97, 98. Shade and no shade. The 98 had no shade. 91, 92 rear panel had the shade, so it's slightly different design. So I had to cut off those pieces so the rear shelf can actually stick in there and stay in. And that's gotta be enough. This is another look from the back here. As you can see, the speaker grills, and this is what it used to look like from looking outside into the rear window. It looks really, really nice and inviting now versus that discolorated first aid kit cover. Okay, another long video. I'm gonna just wrap it up and call it a day. Door panels, yeah, I didn't even start on that door panel clips. Maybe I'll do it tonight. Just glue them and let them sit and let the glue set, so I can put the cover, the door cover onto that door, so it just looks a little more complete, because I'm ready for it. And that side is done, so just the cover to go on. Okay, so this is it. Victor here, RestoreYourMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.